In this lecture, we will construct new conditional statements. And these conditional statements are so unique and so important that we will provide them names like converse, contrapositive, and inverse. Let's consider them one by one. Implication or conditional statement, as we already know, looks like P implies Q. On the other hand, converse is just opposite of that. Converse looks like Q implies P. Contrapositive is not Q implies not P, and inverse is not P implies not Q. Now let's consider one example in order to understand how these conditional statements looks like in English sentences. If it rains today, then I will stay at home. Now this statement is of the form P implies Q. Now how the converse looks like? Simply, just switch the statements. If I will stay at home, then it rains today. Contrapositive is, if I will not stay at home, then it does not rain today. Now how inverse looks like? If it does not rain today, then I will not stay at home. Simple. Now let's consider some facts related to implication, converse, contrapositive, and inverse. Implication and contrapositive both are equivalent. Converse and inverse both are equivalent. Neither converse nor inverse is equivalent to implication. Now these facts are quite important for us to understand. Why implication and contrapositive are equal? As we know, according to this statement, P implies Q means if P is true, then Q has to be true, right? Or we can also say that when Q is false, then P has to be false. Now, contrapositive just says the same in some other way. Not Q implies not P, which simply means that when Q is false, then P has to be false. Or we can also say that when P is true, then Q has to be true. So both are equivalent. Isn't that so? Now it is not very difficult to understand that converse and inverse both are equivalent by using the same idea that we adopted for implication and contrapositive. And we also know that P implies Q can never be equal to Q implies P. Therefore, it is not possible that converse is equivalent to implication. And similarly, we can say that inverse is not equivalent to implication. Okay? Now let's verify all these facts with the help of truth table. Now here is the truth table for implication, converse, contrapositive, and inverse. As we can clearly see from this truth table that P implies Q is equivalent to not Q implies not P. Right? Here the truth values are clearly the same. True, false, true, 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 false, true, true. While on the other hand, Q implies P is equivalent to not P implies not Q. True, true, false, true, 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 false, true. And neither converse nor inverse is equivalent to implication or contrapositive. This is also clear from this truth table. Now it's time for the homework problem. State the converse, contrapositive, and inverse of the following statements. If you receive A grade in discrete mathematics, then you will be awarded a scholarship. If exercise is good for health, then I will go to the park. You can always post your answers in the comment section below. Okay friends, this is it for now. Thank you for watching.